Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the AEW Unrivaled Ringside exclusive Excalibur figure from Jazwares. It's awesome that we're getting the entire announce team from AEW, and it's just cool to see a wrestling company giving their announce team their due in plastic. And so I guess the only question is how much action is in this action figure. So let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, Excalibur here looks great. However, there are a couple points we definitely need to touch on. So we're just going to get that out of the way right off the bat. And first thing is just, at least on mine, paint is a little sloppy. And actually, it's kind of being hidden by the shadows here, but the tie is definitely you got some paint bleeding onto the shirt piece. The way the beard is done is a little haphazard. So that much is sad. Other than that, everything looks great. I mean, again, it's mostly black colored plastic, but I really like the details they put in the jacket, like the stitching. We got the AEW tampograph here, like they did his shoes. I don't think I ever knew what shoes he wore when he was commentating, but there you go, you got him there. And I also like the little details like his wedding ring. That and the rest of the mask, Sculpt is great. Paint on most of the mask actually looks great, so nice and crisp. So there's that. And so other than that, that looks great. And the only other point I have any contention with aesthetically is just the way they chose to do the torso. So obviously they made an articulation cut in the jacket itself, as opposed to doing an overlay for the jacket and then having the articulation be under. And I can get why they would do that, certainly as a cost-cutting measure, because now you just have one sculpt here and then kind of an overlay over the bottom. But it definitely looks awkward. However, I mean, they're commentators, so chances are if these are in display or in photos, they're going to be sitting down, so you're not really going to notice. So it's absolutely forgivable, but definitely worth noting. I thought it was a weird choice. Regardless, however, again, I can definitely appreciate where that came from. So that's aesthetics. Not much to talk about when it comes to accessories, but you know what? We got what we need, and that's what matters. So right off the bat, we've got just the standard AEW mic, so you can see the logo on all four sides. You got the little wireless piece on the bottom, and just kind of your standard wrestling figure mic, which is very nice. And then we get the commentating chair, and this is very nice. It's very weighty. The top of it feels super solid. Just out of the box, you've got to attach the kind of bottom piece here into the main part. But other than that, absolutely looks great. And you can see the pillow sculpted in there and just kind of everything it needs to be. And the bottom rotates, which is nice. So no rotating wheels, but that kind of going on is pretty good. So that's accessories. When it comes to articulation, we get absolutely more than we could ever need out of a figure of a commentator. And you know what? I'm here for it. I love it. And so there's some really cool stuff here. And, as you can see, can hold a freestanding kick. Honestly, this was one of the easiest figures to just throw into this pose, period. Certainly this year. And that's amazing. Again, just completely unnecessary, but it rules that it can do that. So that is that. Then we get to the head. We are on our ball hinge. So we can look pretty much all the way up, can look down very nicely. Very tight head sculpt, so we're not gonna get any tilt. We can come up just past our T. We do have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Oh, pardon me, coming to about there. Hinge and swivel at the hands. Then we get a ball joint that's very tight, very ratcheted at the diaphragm, as you can see. So you can get some rotation, but it's kind of rough. Then we get about that much crunch, that much arch, and we do get some side to side as well, a little rough going to the left side. Then we actually have rotation at the waist as well, because actually it feels like it's a ball joint, so we're actually getting some crunch there as well. So never mind, I'm sorry, we can get deeper than I was thinking, and then we can get slightly further back. Hips are coming out, almost full splits, absolutely beautiful. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, bringing us to there. Then we even get shin cut, which is awesome. Again, which definitely helps with some poses. However, the feet are highly restricted because of the sculpt of the pants, so we can't really get any point or up. And rocker is almost non-existent, which is a little sad. But other than that, very good articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other AEW figures, with some other wrestling lines, with some Hasbro and some Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valaverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the AEW Unrivaled Excalibur figure from Jazwares is that this is a great figure. Honestly, if you're collecting the Jazwares AEW line, or you just want some commentators in your wrestling display, like, no reason not to pick this up. Again, these are all of the commentators are Ringside exclusive, so that is the only place to pick them up. So that being the case, I will have links, or the link in the description below if you are interested in this figure. So that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all that fun stuff. And if you want to take it a step further and help me even more, there are ways to do that listed in the description as well. So all of that being said, I just want to say ultra thanks to you one last time for watching, and I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, Simians.